I just think back to the actual people that do it. I think it's somehow it should be regulated. I don't know how that would work because, like yourself, you can. I know how you operate your respective businesses, and it is very open. It is very. We will help you. We will help you learn to do paranormal investigations, and it is very hurtful when people that you've helped and trusted. That's the big thing. You trust, and then all of a sudden they'll go off and start their own thing, which is fair enough if that's what they want to do. But suddenly these people will start having a go at the people who actually helped them out in the first place.
Yeah.
And you sit there and you think, what did I do? All I did, without me giving them that opportunity, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. And it is very hurtful, but that takes away from what we're really doing. It doesn't matter. If they don't like the way you do an investigation, then keep it to yourself. Just do it somewhere different. The point is that you do investigation the way you do an investigation. And as I say, we've got a lot of it is about reputation, and a lot of these other people who do it, their reputation isn't there. Your reputation rose very rapidly because of what you did, and people that know of you. But that goes back to not just people who have been on the investigations with you. This goes back to the places you've been. This goes back to the owners of houses. And that's the point when somebody breaks off. They may not have the insurance. They may not have and people allow them into their priceless manor houses. Walking past priceless works of art, sitting on hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of antique furniture, potentially ruining it.
Yeah.
And they don't ask for anything, there's no ID, there's nothing. Strangers are coming in people's houses. But how do we stop it?
So obviously, the first thing I would say is if you're a location or a property entertaining the idea of perhaps having an investigation company come in to hold an event with you, you make sure you see the right documents before you agree to anything.
Well, what are the right documents? Are there things like the insurance?
Yeah, public liability insurance. Make sure you've got your terms and conditions sorted out with them, and basically make sure who, heaven forbid anything happens, accident-wise or whatever, make sure who is liable for what. Yeah, basically.
I think references as well.
References.
Other venues that you've been to, because that to me is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Because anybody can go and get their insurance and say, oh yeah, we're covered for this. But if they've only been doing it for a month, 2 months, where have they been to actually show that they are trustworthy people?
But see, that's a very good point you just brought up. A lot of people will tag on to White Rose, and just literally think, well, I'll come to a few of these for a couple of months, then I'm an expert. I don't realise it's you didn't decide one morning, I'm going to start White Rose up, because I've never really been interested in the paranormal, but I saw a horror film last night, and I'm going to. They don't realise that these things come from years of interest in something and your own personal work to get something done, and these people will tag on and think I can do the same thing. And I mean, it's annoying, but surely these people can't last because they haven't got the passion, and there's a passion you need.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, how long you've been doing? You're interested in paranormal for years and years and years. I've been doing it. People see me on Most Haunted and think, oh, he's got 2 years worth. Well, yeah. People see me on Most Haunted and think, oh, he's only been doing this for 2 years because that's basically how long I was on Most Haunted for. Well, that's not the case. I've been doing it since I was 16, interested in paranormal.
The reason we were desperate trying to get you on Most Haunted because you were known throughout the industry for what you did and you were interested in the paranormal. Then you did what was the first show you did?
Scream Team.
Scream Team, the first Scream, and literally that was really successful, did really well. And it was literally, we tried to get you off of that onto the show, and you couldn't do it because you had to honour those commitments. But once you did that, we managed to get you on the show. People do, they think, because you're Most Haunted for a few years or whatever it was, they think, oh, that's, you started.
Yeah, that's when I started.
But they forget, Yvette and myself, we've had an interest in the paranormal for years. It wasn't just, we didn't wake up one morning and make a TV show.
Most people who are in the business, and to any extent are successful in the paranormal business, no matter what kind of business of the area of the genre it is, have a passion for being interested in ghosts and hauntings and paranormal. I mean, I'm sure Fred's, when he was on Most Haunted, I'm sure he had a lot of interest in the paranormal before he appeared on Most Haunted.
Since I was about 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but the thing is, you've had this interest in the paranormal because of, obviously not just where you live now, where you've lived before has been haunted, and where you live now, your business is haunted. And quite substantially haunted. You know, it's quite rare that you get so many stories in a couple of places and linked. And that's the thing that always got me, was that the house that you moved into was linked to the club that you've owned for years prior to owning the house. Yeah. And there's that weird, and you wouldn't have known that had you not done the research after it.
Yeah, that's true.
But you have a lot of paranormal groups come to the club, don't you?
Yeah, I used to have, not so much now, although there are a couple that want to come in. But I say the last one, and I'll name him because he was named anyways, so if anybody sees anything he's got a doctor before his name, a DR, Marty Kia, CIA. I would think twice before you part with your money, because that's the one who ripped everybody off, and the police and trading standards dealt with it.
Right, okay. I mean, that's obviously your opinion on that, and that doesn't reflect.
Well, it's a fact, yeah, and it's my opinion,
yeah. Cool. No, but that's the point. Is that shows how easy it is for people to jump on this bandwagon. Everybody would like to spend time in a haunted house, wouldn't they? I mean, let's face it. You know, it's something as kids. It's that kind of. Would you like to spend a night in a haunted house? Yeah, you'd scare yourself.
What's really strange is when I moved into my house, which is, as you know, an old 21-room manor house, I was always a bit reluctant of ghosts. If someone had said to me,
2 up, 2 down.
Yeah, if someone had said to me, there's a haunted house down the road, go and stay the night there. I mean, before I've got into what I'm into now, I would have run a mile. Well, not run a mile, but I wouldn't have gone and stayed the night on my own. But with my house, I go up the stairs now saying, come on, show yourself. Yeah. It's really strange because I want to see what's there. I know the spirit's there because I can feel them around me all the time. But you never actually see anything. And as you know, it's quite rare to actually see a ghost. You feel it.
You actually have a paranormal group in your house?
One, yeah, but only like 4 people. I wouldn't have a big group in there.
Because that's probably the other thing is that, and I'm amazed at how people who let groups of people into their own house. Yeah. I don't think there's anyone out there who's watching this now. If they got a knock on the door and said, there's 10 of us want to come around and look through your house for the whole night, there's not one of those people who would let them in.
People approached us. There was a private group. I get people that have their own house that actually approach us, that want us to go in there.
That's down to your reputation.
Yeah, that's a good mark of your reputation.
Because people will say to you, their first thing will be, our house is haunted. We would like some proof of that. So who are we going to ask? And that's a huge compliment. The fact that they do. But there's lots there who would literally just be out there constantly on that phone trying to. I mean, we've had it. We have so many complaints from people who use other people's names, including ours, to get into locations.
And again, just going back to the private investigations that your group does, what's the idea of people, being asked to come and investigate a private property, because they think they've got problems with spirits or ghosts or whatever? What's the idea of then that group charging them an extortionate amount of money to do it? I mean, it should be a privilege to go into someone's house and check it out and give them a report on what might be happening.
But I think this is almost one of those. I think you can blame the media for that to a point, and I've got to hold my hand up. I'm part of that blame, and so are you. You there as well. So no good you looking at me going,
it's not your fault.
But we'll have another look at that after the break. Please don't go away.